this out, guys. Check this out. Check this out. Oh my god, it's really fast. Really fast. You see that? See that? You hear that? Hello everybody and welcome back to Do-It-Yourself STEM projects. Today we are doing a new invention with Johnny and Felipe. We're doing AirCraft car. AirCraft car, guys. It is amazing. First, Johnny would like to say hello. Hello, hello, hello. And we have also Felipe. He would like to say hello. For some reason, Felipe can't lift his hand much further. So we're gonna just sit them down here and they're gonna be our builders for today. They will be cheering us out. So first thing, guys, let me introduce to you what we have for this invention. First thing we need is that we have the engine or the motor. We have the engine holder or the motor holder. We have also right here the long rod. We have the orange plates, 2 of them. You have the battery holder as always. We have the wheels, and each wheel has its own rubber, right? Why? Because it prevents it from gliding, right? You want something to stick to the ground, right? You don't want it to just glide instead of rolling with the wheels. And then we also have right here the square, the square tubes. We have also the plastic, right? These 6 plastic bushings. We have also the long screw, right? And we have the medium and we have the short. We have about 16 of the short ones. We have about 2 mediums and we only have 1 long one. So you guys cannot lose any of these, by the way, especially the long and the medium ones. The short ones, if you get to lose one of them, it might be okay, because usually with the kit you get a little bit more than what you need. We also have right here, we have the short shaft and we have the long shaft, right? We also have right here the middle rack. We have the long one and we have the short middle rack. We also have right here the square, the plastic bushing, right? You're gonna get to see what this is for later on. We have the middle plate, okay? And I think with that I covered everything that we need for the. Also, we have the propellant, or the some people call the shaft. The fan, and we have the nose, right? The nose of the aircraft. So we're building the AirCraft car with DIU STEM projects. So let's get started, guys. First thing you're gonna need is that you're gonna have to take your long rod, but before you even do that, you have to have your screwdriver ready. With the kit, you will get the small one. It will come along, but I would suggest if you have this size one, because it will just hurt your hand to keep on working with the small one. I don't like the small ones. They kind of drive me crazy. And we have this for precision, right? To pick up the nails and all the stuff. We have the picker right here. So I'm gonna set this aside. First thing, you need the long rod and you need the engine holder, right? And we're gonna screw this with that. We're gonna screw the long rod with that engine holder. You're gonna need the medium-sized screws, and you're gonna just put it in the back of it, and you're gonna screw it in. So let me just make some area for myself. By the way, if you see these parameters I put in here, so if you're wondering what these are, it's basically because I tend to get really interested in what I'm doing right here with the invention, so I go out of bound, I go out of the camera, and for some reason some people have been, commenting and telling me please stay in the camera position. So I try my best to, I just basically align this area so it always reminds me that I need to stay inside here so that you get to see every single detail. So make sure that you put this horizontal, not vertical, because the engine is gonna go on top here. So first thing you need to do, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit for you. All right. So first thing you need to do is that you need to put this engine, leave the wide nose in the outside. You're not gonna screw this in here. We're gonna screw this down here, right? You have these holes. Line these holes with these holes right here, and you're gonna basically just screw it in. You need the medium-sized tube, so make sure that it aligns perfectly. And once you have that, you're gonna screw it from the inside, not from the outside, right? So I'm gonna get the medium-sized screws, and good luck lining that up. And that's where this comes in handy. Pick it up, put it inside, all right? And if you have a magnetic screwdriver, you have the best of both worlds, because you can easily screw it in with the magnetic. It will just keep on the screwdriver. The nail is gonna stay stuck in the screwdriver until you actually nail it in. There we go. I believe we have the first one. Alright, if it goes like this, guys, perfectly normal. You can just push it back in place. Alright, some people would like to actually screw it in first, like that. And once you have it coming out, like this, pointing out, then you put the tip of the nose here. And continue. Like that. You can do that also, it's perfectly fine. You just zoom back out. Alright, once we have that in place, I wouldn't say screw all the way until you get the other nail as well. So get the other nail, put it in, start screwing. I hold it like this sometimes, it makes my job easier until I get like the first millimeter in, and then it drives itself in, guys. It's very easy. Alright, so these drive you crazy, especially that they're like grooved in somehow. So it's gonna take multiple tries, but we will get it in. If you have like a third hand, right, you can hold it with your third hand and just nail it in. I'm just joking, I'm joking. Of course, if you have your mom or dad to help you out, if you're an adult like me, you will struggle a little bit at the beginning. Right, and that's the blessing of having a mommy or daddy next to you, guys. It makes the job easy, right? Check this out, guys. It looks very sturdy. It looks very nice. It's in. Don't worry, the screws are not gonna come out of this other way because they're not that long. So once you have it in place, you have basically you secured the motor bracket. So it's easy now to put in the engine, right? So let's move on to the next step, which is basically put in the engine. But before I put in the engine, guys, what I would like to do, even though when the kit arrives at your house, you will have the steps of putting the engine. Second thing, I don't like to put the engine right away. I would like to actually do the rest, which is basically to put in, we're gonna install the motor, but we're gonna put the orange plate first and the battery holder. That's what I want to get done first, because the engine is gonna just give it some weight and it's not gonna be as easy to move around with it. So what I'm gonna do first now is I'm gonna put in this motor and I'm gonna screw it in. Guys, it has to be in the center, so it cannot be like one wheel bigger than the other. It must be in the center, so like that. Okay, and once you have it in place, you need short nails, you don't need the long nails. So I'm gonna pick some short nails, and you're gonna need 3 of them, by the way. I like to put the middle one in the middle first, middle nail first. And then the other screw. You know what is funny? In the kit, it says not to put the middle nail in, like this flat one that I put in there. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna actually use it just as a holder for now, and then I'm gonna take it off. So I was able to use it to hold my thing in, that middle orange plate. Alright, we have it in, we screw. Don't screw hard, guys, don't break the plastic plate. They're all plastic, keep that in mind, you're working with plastic here. So if you over screw it, what is gonna happen is that it's gonna pop. Right, you're gonna squeeze it and you're gonna pop. Look at this. So far you can get an image of what this invention is all about, don't you? Next thing we need now is basically the battery holder. We're gonna take the battery holder and we're gonna do what? We're gonna screw this in. Right? You're not gonna screw anything, guys, on this side. So keep that in mind. You're not gonna touch this part at all. So you're gonna screw this in right here. You can just easily align it somewhere. You're gonna need 2 small screws. So I'm gonna put the first small screw in and start screwing. The good thing about the flathead screws is that they actually hold it in place very nicely. Don't screw it all the way, guys, unless you have aligned everything. So screw it like halfway, so it's easy to and flexible to screw the other one as well. Because sometimes you screw it all the way, and then you find out that the other hole is not aligned in the perfect place to screw another nail. So just keep it flexible. There we go. So now it's easy to do it well and get them in place. Get them in place. All right, now we have it. There we have it. Alright, now it's easy to put in the engine, right? So you're gonna install the motor in, and it goes like this. Make sure that the tip or the nose of the engine, it has a little thing there. It goes perfectly on top of this holder or this bracket, and it fits, guys. It fits very well, right? So you can do it like this. Some people would like to put it like that. It's okay, but the problem is you won't be able to put in the wires for the batteries. You're not going to be easily able to connect them. You will connect them, but you're going to have a hard time. So make sure that you build everything in the perfect way possible from the beginning, so that you don't give yourself a hard time later on. And then we're going to have to cover the engine, because it will easily fall out, right? And this is where this comes in. Oh god, I'm going to have a hard time picking this up. I don't have nails. Alright, so you're going to take this, which secures the engine inside, right? What is this called, guys? This is called the metal plate. You're going to take this metal plate with two small screws, and you're going to screw this in place. Alright, so let's screw it in place. Let me just align it perfectly. Okay. Alright, you guys, you only need one screw, by the way, in each side. You're not gonna put 3 screws if you are thinking of 3 screws. You only need one, and one is perfectly fine to hold the engine in. Alright, and we just need one more on the other side. Okay. So that's, guys, this is like really interesting inventions. The good thing is you get to build them, you get to play with them, you can easily take them apart and rebuild them again. And one good thing is that you can actually take them apart and then make your own invention with them. You don't have to put it back in the same exact order and build the same exact thing again. You can find a way, and when you have so many kits, you can take parts and bits of each kit and you can build your own thing. You can make up your own invention, which is really cool, because it puts you in that mode of like being an inventor. Next thing we need is that we need one of these squared tubes, and we're gonna screw this in, right? But we're gonna need a long screw, guys, to screw it in. Why? Because it will go through this part, so we're gonna need a long screw. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start screwing the long screw first in, and when I see that it went through, then I'll be able to put that long metal rod. So I put it in the last hole, by the way. Okay, you can see how it is right now. You see that? It starts coming out. So once it starts coming out, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put this square thing. The square tube. And then you're going to have a little hard time until you get it in place. So I'm going to unscrew it, and then once I have this attached, push it and screw. Push and screw. Alright, now it's in place. You see that? It's okay if it shifts. This is basically for the back, for just the back part, which is completely fine. Now we need this orange bushing, and we're gonna put it on top. And what we're gonna do is that we're gonna use a short nail to screw it in. So let me just align it. Make sure that you align it with the hole. Once you have it aligned, pick one small screw, put it on top. Okay, and now, guys, I'm telling you, you need a third hand to be able to do this. So I would say, put it on the side, screw it first, get the first round of that nail in, and once you get the first or 2 rounds and you're sure that it's stuck in like that, right, you can easily put it on top now. And let me actually give it one more. Alright. Okay, now that it's in, I'm able to fit it on top and easily screw it in place right now on top of that square tube. It doesn't have to be that stuck into it, guys. This is just for the design of the aircraft. It's not really for anything more than just a design. So once you have that in place, you can easily now see how it is. So what I'm gonna do next is that I will put in right here on top of the I would actually flip it. I'm not going really by the order of the kit. I mean the manual that came with the kit. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the long rod or the long brackets up here. Like count how many holes you're gonna use to place this. So I'm gonna count it with you: 1, 2, 3, 4, and almost by the 4th and the 5th. So we need it by so 1, 2. I'm not. Why am I putting it here? It's kind of weird. So I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the ones that you're gonna place it on top of. Okay, 4 and 5, and you're gonna use the long one. Do not put the short one, right? So over 4 and 5, and you're gonna put the short screws as well. That's why you get a lot of short screws, right? And believe me, you're gonna have tons of them just lying around from previous kits that you have built. Alright, if you get to lose any of them, you can easily just replace them with regular small screws if you have any at home. They're very easy to find. Alright, and we need one more. Okay. For some reason this is not going through as well. So what we're gonna do, guys, is that we're gonna unscrew this a bit. Just a little bit, don't go hard, okay? When this happens, guys, and you keep on trying to rotate the screw and it's not going in, that means it's not really that aligned. Okay, now it's aligned perfectly. So now we have this big large bracket in the back. We need also the small bracket, and this one will be on the 4th hole of the engine, on top of the right behind the motor. So you have 1, 2, 3. Skip the first 3 holes, put it in number 4 and 5. Install it in 4 and 5. It's gonna be really challenging now because it has a long leg, so it's hard to get it in unless you have. Now this thing became magnetic. Do you see that? All right. Now it's okay. That was very easy. I didn't think it was gonna be that easy. All right. We need one more. When you put your first screw in, do not go all the way in. When you put your first nail in, don't screw it all the way in until you get the second one as well, because you want it to be flexible when you screw it in, guys. All right, you see that? It's not going as easy. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna unscrew this a bit, just a little bit, not too much, until I get this one in place as well. And now it went in place. Okay, very good. Okay, guys, now that we have this part done as well, the next part is to continue with the other orange plate and the other squares. How we do that? Basically, you get these what do you call them? These tubes, and you put them in, and you actually screw them in. Not the last hole, the one before the last one. Okay, so I'm gonna screw this in. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna put the nail in first, and then I'm gonna put the tube behind it, and I'm gonna start screwing. You see that? I'm gonna put one here. Let me also put the other one because I know this is the next step. Alright. Now we just put them in from the back, put it in, and start screwing. Push it in with your finger. Alright. We got it in place. Okay. Push this in with your finger. It's gonna take some work to get it in. Alright, guys. Okay, it's in place now. Now it allows us to put now on top these two, these orange plate, and you can already get to see the image of how this is gonna look, right? It's pretty cool, isn't it? You guys are like really little inventions, aren't you now? Inventors. I said inventors. Isn't that funny? Sometimes when I'm doing an experiment or building something, the words don't come to my mind as well because I'm really thinking about it. Like I'm really planning ahead. What is the next step? What is the next step? So sometimes I just don't get the words right or straight. Because usually when I'm doing these by myself, I'm just not talking to anybody. But now I wanted to share with you guys because I want you to get to love inventing. It's really relaxing. to be able to build your own thing, and it gives you an image and imagination of how actual airplanes are made, how actual things are actually invented, and that's what makes you fall in love with being an inventor, right? We're gonna struggle a little bit to place the other one, but once we get it in place, okay, now I think we have it in place. Don't screw it all the way in, let it be flexible until you get the other one done, and then you screw this one very tightly in. So I'm gonna now put the last little screw in there. Okay, now we need to just put the last one in. Okay, guys, don't press hard with your hands at any part. Remember, you're working with plastic the whole time. You go hard or you press hard, it will just come apart, and it's just very sad to see that. Really sad, very sad, because you see all the work just gone to waste. You don't want that to happen. Next part, now that we have this, you can imagine what is gonna happen now, right? Can you see this in a big image? Now, the next part is basically take your wheels and place the rubber around them. Okay, I told you at the beginning, because now it looks like an actual wheel, and it will make the plane stick to the ground. It will make the aircraft car stick to the ground, and instead of like gliding on top of the, or the engine will just, if this is not in place, the engine will just rotate, and it will not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna go anywhere. Now what we need is that we're gonna be needing this little shaft, and we're gonna go at the bottom, right? We have the small bracket, and you can place it anywhere you want. You can put it on the little one, or I mean the first hole or the second hole. It's really up to you. But before you do that, what you need is you have to also get 2 of the plastic gap holders. Put this in, put the plastic holder in, right, like that. What this does is that it allows the wheel not to rub against the body, right? Because it will just stop the car or slow it down. So it prevents it from happening. You need kind of same distance for each one of them. Now place this one. Remember I told you the one that has these holes sticking out, make that the inside part. Right? Wait, did I do something wrong? Oh yeah, I did. Isn't that hilarious? Isn't that hilarious? Alright. And that's the funny part about inventions. This goes in the middle, guys. Like that. Alright, let me just, it's gonna take some, it's gonna take some pushing to do. It's very hard, guys. It's not that easy. Let me just push it in. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it off because I don't wanna break it, and then I'm gonna do it in the outside first. You'll see what's gonna happen now. You do it in the outside. Put this on the table. Push against it. Make sure that you put it in the middle hole, like that. See that? Put it like that. You need it to be kind of centered, so make sure you have the exact distance from both sides. Kind of like that. And this is what we call in physics a torque. Now, what I'm gonna do is kind of funny. I'm gonna separate this apart like that. Now I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in. And then I'm gonna put it back in place. Like that. You see that? It's kind of funny how I did it, but if it works, guys. The thing about inventions is that you can do whatever you want. Now these, because of the other kit, we were using that to prevent the wheel from rubbing against the body of the car. Now we're using them so that the wheel doesn't come off. Right? Let me just put it in. Alright, now we have this wheel in the middle. Alright, now we're gonna do the same exact thing at the back, but this time in the back we're gonna use the long shaft, and we're gonna put it in. Before we actually put it in, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna put the rubber bands on the wheel, the rubber bands on the wheel, right? And then put this part. I'm gonna put one of them in. Alright, it's kind of hard to get it in, by the way, so just be careful when you're doing it. It does not have to be sticking out from the other side, alright? So you don't have to worry about that. Now, what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna put the holder as well, the gap, the orange part in, and then I'm gonna put it through. I'm gonna put it in the last hole. Alright, what this does is that it stops it from the wheels from going in the other side. Now we need one more gap holder or one more shaft holder. Alright, you can eyeball how much further you need it to be. You don't have to like be very exact. It's gonna be very challenging now to put this one in, so just be careful. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna put the back of the screwdriver here so I can push against it, because I don't want to push this wheel, it will just go in. I don't want that to happen. Oh, okay. Now it's easy to just push it back out. Very easy, don't worry about that. Just hold it like that and push it back out. And voila, we got it in place. We got this in place, alright? Once you have it in place, you need to have it in the center. So now we kind of have it equal distance. You can put your thumb in. I have a very fat thumb. So yeah, it's about exactly the same distance from the brackets. Now the next step is to put in the propellant, or what we call the nose also as well. So we're gonna put that as well. But before I do that, guys, what I want to do is actually, I want to be able to connect my wires to the engine. So here's the first black one. Let me just take it off. Take the red one off. Let me connect this one first. Once you take it off, you will see that the wires are kind of flaring. You want to kind of twist them so they're not as flaring as much, so it's easy to go through the hole in the back of the engine. Right. Now put it through and just connect it. You know what is so funny is that one time you'll connect it and you will see that the airplane is going in reverse. What you do is that you will take off the wires again and just switch the place for the wires, because it might just make the car go backward in reverse. Same thing with the red one. Twist them, twist them, twist them, twist them, twist them. Twist, 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 and put it through the hole. And there we go. I didn't twist it well because I want to see if my wires are in the right place, right? You can go ahead and get tape and just tape it in. If not, it's okay. You can leave it like that, but be careful not to give that something, hooked into something. Now put the nose. You can put it in any direction you want. Alright. Now I need to push it all the way in actually. Why? Because I have the nose holder. So, you see that? Alright. It's very nice, guys. It looks amazing, to be honest with you. What is the next part? What is the next part? The next part is to basically put the batteries and just, we're done. Isn't that nice, guys? I put the inside one first. Why? Because the inside one is the hard one, so I like to get that one out of the way. What's gonna happen now is that this part is gonna peel off. The reason I put like white tape on top of the batteries is because you can use any batteries, guys. I don't want you to be to limit yourself to a specific type of battery. Any AA battery will do the job. So there we go. And let's try it. Wow. Can you guys hear that? Oh! You see that? Oh! Oh! That's quite fast, and it goes over very nicely and easily. Check this out, guys. Check this out. Check this out. Oh my god, it's really fast. Really fast. You see that? See that? You hear that? Alright, let's see it again. Wow, that was really fast. Let's put Felipe and Johnny in there. Let's see if it will take both of them in there. Alright, I don't know if I can fit both of them, but we'll try. Okay, okay, okay. Let's go, Felipe. Let's go, Johnny. Come fast, fast, fast. Oh, that's fast. Oh, it's really strong, guys. It's really strong. Check this out.